Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Hello viewers, this is another lecture about jQuery. In this lecture, we're gonna learn how to add elements in HTML page before or after, or append a text within an element, or prepend. So today we're going to talk about 4 different things: how to add an element before an element, and how to add element after, prepend and append. Okay, so we're going to use W3 schools, which you can open as well, and you can learn along with me. Okay, so we're going to start here. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is append. So let me first talk about what we got in this HTML page, and what are the jQuery syntax we have added in order to do append within our element. Here we got 2 paragraphs, which you can see that here, and we have got object listing, list element. So we have got list 1, list 2 and list 3. So first thing we got is 2 buttons, append text or append list item. So first thing is, what we're going to do, we're going to append some text, and we're going to use a paragraph. So let's first use that. So in this one, when button 1 is clicked, so this is going to take a paragraph and append a text, so which is going to make a bold text which says that appended text. Let's press this. As you can see that in two paragraphs, after the text which is already written, it appended a text which is here. Okay, appended text. And now we're going to use append list item. So if you press that, so you see the magic. It appended an item in the object list by adding it. So if we keep pressing it, we can include a list item within our item list. This is very good code which can be used in the HTML website design. So paragraph, we got object listing and 2 buttons. When we press append text, so this function here, append, it will take a string which is like an HTML code. This is to bold this text, and then it appended the text. And if we do that, so here we have seen is saying that pick it up the object list and append, and then add a list item. This is basically this code here. So it's basically every time you click in, it just append at the end of these list items. Okay, so another one we're going to learn is something called prepend, which is just like if you got a text here and you want to add a text before that, then this is called prepend. And if you got a list before and you want to add an item before that, then it is called prepend. This is very powerful. It's similar to append, but there is but the text will be added before the paragraph, and item list which we are going to add will be prepended. So here we got 2 paragraph, and we got object listing, which is this syntax, this content here. These are the elements. And we got 2 buttons, prepend text and prepend list item. These are the 2 buttons. So if you press the button 1, and as you can see that the bold text is prepended, which means not appended but prepend, which is adding a text before the text. Okay, another one which is, you can say this. Here you see the magic. So not only it relisted the number, but adding an item before the first list item 1. If you press again, so it's just going to increase the number automatically, and it is prepending the item at the top. So this is a very good functionality which can be used in the web page where you have a requirement. You want to prepend an element when a user press a button and an item is prepended or a text is prepended in a paragraph. This is very powerful. The next one is what we're going to do here. We're going to make a use of the append, but this time we're going to add more than one item. So several new elements we're going to adding into the body. So here you got a web page. In this web page, you can see that is a paragraph. This is a paragraph, and here is a button. This one, when it is click, so we're gonna call this function. This is a JavaScript function. We just got this function here, and in this function we have demonstrated three things. So creating a text with HTML, creating text with jQuery, and creating text with document object model, which is we call them DOM. So what is happening here? We got three variable text one. In text one we got a paragraph. We just say this. Let's say I'm gonna write it created with, instead of writing this, I did this and create this. So we're gonna put that one here, and the last one we're going to say the reason I'm replacing these texts, so you can easily see that which text is being added with the help of HTML. Another one is created with the help of jQuery, which is this $sign represent jQuery, and this is basically document.create element. This is document object model. So, and then what we call with the help of the jQuery, we say that pick it up the body, which is the body, this element here, and append. We have made a use of append, but this time we are adding three elements. So three text, text 1, text 2, text 3, which have been created with the help of HTML, jQuery, and DOM. Let's rerun that, and now see the magic. Oh, that's great. So see that. So create with the with HTML, which is this one here, and create text with the jQuery, which you can see here. So I can just put some HTML code, which is I'm putting in a bold text around HTML, and rerun that, and now press the button and see, now you can have it a bold text. So you can manipulate this text according to your own requirement. If you want to do with the jQuery, we're going to use HTML. So previously we learned the .text and .html and .value. So we're going to use HTML function of the jQuery, and we're going to put, now we can put an HTML content within that as well. Run that, and now you can see that the jQuery has been bold. So that's how you can add HTML element within your text. And we have learned how to make a use of append and add more than one elements in your HTML page. This is very powerful things, so which you can make a use of in your front-end development. Okay, so here we have got an image. This is image here. So we're going to insert some text before it and some text after it. So this is a new function we're going to see. So we got an image element, and we have got two buttons. So button 1 and button 2. So in a jQuery, when we say the button 1 is click, call the function and pick up this image element, and before that add a bold text which call it before. Let's press that. See, that's a text has been added before an image. And here the button 2, which we say that jQuery is saying pick it up the button 2, click it, call this function and pick this image element. And this is a new function we are learning, is after, and after that put an italic This is represent italic is in HTML, and then you would see that after would be added up after this image, and it will be in italic. So press that and you can see that that is before and after. So here you learn two functions, before and after, which you can apply to an image element. Okay, so here is an example of adding several elements in the image. Previously we make a use of before and after, and now we are using all the same function after here, as you can see that, but it's the same principle which we have applied previously, adding an element. So this time we are seeing when the button, this one here, as you can see that if this is click after text function is called, which is this function here, is a JavaScript function, and you saying define three variables, text1, text2, text3. First element is being created with the help of HTML, second one is created with jQuery, and the third one, which we have learned previously, with the help of the DOM, document object model, which is saying that in the document create an element B, and then within that text3 inner HTML you added up a jQuery. So and now we say that pick it up with the help of the jQuery, this element image, which is this one here, and add three new element, text1, text2, text3, which is just like a dynamic text which we can create. It is not a static. So this is something you can make a use of a dynamic text which you can add it into your HTML page. When you will be working with the backend developer, so they will bring some data from the database, and then you would get all those text or that data, and then you will be able to manipulate that, and with the help of this function you will be able to add text once a certain action is performed on your web page. So let's see that. Insert after. So when we press this, as you can see that an I, which is this one here, which is in bold, so that being added, and then we say that in italic HTML element, and we put a text love, which we put in here, and the last is a jQuery, which is we have put in a bold element. So a jQuery, a bold text has been added. So, and all of these being put together in one go by just calling the image and after function and putting in all the three variables, text1, text2, and text3. Yes, we love a jQuery. So that's all about for today's lecture. Make sure you do some exercises, as I have mentioned a few times, and that will enforce your learning. In this lecture we have learned append, prepend, after, and before, and I have demonstrated how to add more than one elements with the help of these functions. I hope you have enjoyed this lecture. Please let me know, how do you feel about these lectures? Is it very good, or something you want a special need? How is your learning coming along? Subscribe to this channel and share with your friend. Abdurrahim Khan from Free IT Education.